Hello and welcome to the Falcon Report. I'm Eric Kirkasser.
And I'm Gab Rotzar-Crow, and we have some killer segments for you today. But first, some important announcements.
The Blue and Silver Dance will be held tonight at 7. It will be held in the gym, so get ready to dance.
Congratulations to the PTA Reflections winners, Kiara Burns, who won first in dance, Jessica Zaccanino, who won first in photography, and Diana Rose Smith, who won fourth in visual arts.
Seniors interested in competing for the Barnum Festival King or Queen should report to Mr. Esposito's office for an application. People's United Bank will offer the King and Queen a paid summer job opportunity. Applications are due March 31st.
During the tragic shootings in Newtown, many facts were quickly and sometimes falsely reported. Technology helped to spread the news quickly to a wider audience.
Our team went deeper into the subject to see how technology affected the news.
We live in a world dominated by technology. Many of us receive our news at the click of a button. The speed of technology not only affects the way we access news, but also affects the nature of reporting. During the tragic Newtown shootings, many facts were falsely reported in a race to cover the story first. This event led to the public questioning the accuracy of their news and led newsrooms to question their practice. With millions of people using social media, news outlets have found a new way to reach their audience.
Being on Twitter and seeing things break instantly and trying to follow news organizations on Twitter, I think that is a big help, but I also think you're able to put out a headline or a 140 character bit out into the public, and I think that catches on very quickly. I think the same thing for Facebook and other social media websites. You're able to aggregate stories. You're able to get those snippets out to a bigger audience than, say, if you're tuning into watching a television show. Obviously, that's millions of people watching TV, but I think you're talking about tens of millions on Facebook and Twitter.
The nature of the times changed the nature of news reporting and how quickly it gets delivered and how accurate it could be.
I think it's scary a little how much it comes out, and like, speaking of the Newtown shooting, we got a lot of false information too quickly. I think it would have been better if it had been given out more accurately, even if it had taken more time.
Like myself, I obviously am younger in age, and I associate myself with an average American. I just so happen to work at a news network. But I will consume my own news, whether that's on Twitter or whether that's in a newspaper, as anyone else was, you or anyone else. So I think I take it at face value. I take it aside from the fact that I can see what will be a hot story or a story that's going to get us a lot of hits online.
We live in a society that wants to access information, entertainment very quickly. Therefore, the demand is there. I think the news outlets are trying to meet that demand. And because of the age of technology that we live in, it is that much, it is available that much quicker.
I think it's a good thing. I also think that it can result in a lot of faulty reporting, such as like the Sandy Hook, when reporters were so eager to get the story out to people that they made many mistakes.
Also, to be fairly accurate, I think that I try to look at different news outlets and verify my facts. I think that we live in a world where information is always coming at us, and that we need to be able to quickly kind of discern, you know, is this accurate? Does it sound accurate? Who are the sources? Where is this information coming from? And I think that good news outlets will attribute their sources and say, well, we got this quote from so-and-so.
Well, I feel like the internet, it's so easy just to post something, whereas putting something out through TV or radio, I'm not totally certain, but it just seems like it's more of a process.
So I think you're seeing a greater integration, I think is great, but I think you're also seeing the fact that average people are now reporters. They're reporting from the field. So news is becoming not just a very elitist idea, it's becoming kind of a necessary idea.
You know, ratings is where the money is. And so they're constantly trying to draw us in as viewers. And I think that just being mindful of that and informed about, you know, who the media outlets are that, you know, who the media conglomerates are that own those media outlets goes a long way in understanding how much news you get and what you're not getting.
Society no longer needs to rely on just anchors to receive their news. With many different ways for you to hear or read your news, TV and radio are soon to be a part of the past. Mobile devices are taking over the way people receive and interpret news, but don't always trust what you hear. I'm Bridget Anderson reporting from FLHS.
Today is the legendary Battle of the Houses, where all the houses compete in a series of events to be named the #1 house and take a sick trophy back to their house office.
Who will be number 1? We asked fellow Falcons for their predictions.
SRC advisor Senora Frankel talks about the history and preparation for Battle of the Houses.
Well, Battle of the Houses began about 20 years ago at Fairfield High School. The very first year it was small, and then after that it grew, and it grew substantially, and it became a real big part of the culture. So when Fairfield Ludlow opened, it was one of the things that everyone wanted to do.
Senora Frankel explains her predictions for this year's Battle of the Houses winner.
I'm totally neutral, absolutely neutral.
Who do you think is going to win Battle of the Houses?
Warner. Right House.
Warner.
Webster, yay.
No one.
Webster.
Webster.
Warner.
Warner.
Webster.
Warner.
Webster.
Senora Frankel explains what she's excited for this year's battle.
As everybody knows, when you're in the gym, there is so much positive energy created from the battle that it was just a great thing.
Definitely tug of war.
Mine would be human bowling.
I'd have to say it's dizzy bat because I like watching everybody just fall over after they spin around with the bat and try and run.
Definitely human bowling.
Dizzy bat is fun because people fall all the time.
I'd have to say tug of war.
It's the one where Mr. Mishik spins around on the bat and then he falls down because he gets dizzy.
Well, I really like the human bowling because it's just really fun to watch the people get on the skateboards and like slide across the gym. I think it's a really cool activity and I'd love to do it one year.
Good luck to all the houses.
Well, that about does it for the Falcon Report this week. I'm Eric Kirkgasser.
And I'm Gab Rotar-Crow, and thanks for watching.